All right, so now we are in Wijk aan Zee.
Wijk aan Zee. Wijk aan Zee was probably in that time one of the most important tournaments in the world, and in Europe was the best tournament that held in the in Holland, and
it still is.
Still is, yes, of course.
Yes.
But now it's called Tata Steel. I mean, it's another name.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
And,
but the same thing.
I mean, the sponsor is
Different.
Yeah, different. And together with Hastings was the most important tournament in Europe in that time, you see. Yeah. So now we played
Against
Wijk aan Zee against the Grandmaster Sachs from Hungary. Sachs was one of their best grandmasters. I told you, finally together with Portish, Ribli, and Adorian, that was the golden team from Hungary. That they won also the Malta Olympiad before the Russians, before the Soviet Union, and he was also, particularly dangerous in tactical play. Sachs, they probably the most talented grandmaster from that generation. Sachs. Yeah. So okay, we played Sicilian, and in this order, Black moves first, knight f6, to be sure that we come to this position with the knight in c3. So now here we have a normal line from Najdorf, the Najdorf variation for Black, you see. And bishop e3 in that time was a novelty, played usually by the English grandmasters. They introduced this, and it's very unclear, and you have to be very careful. The first 10-15 moves like this, the move order, for Black. So very tactical. So after g4, h6, very important, the move order, move by move. You have to be very precise. And here knight bd7, and he played queen h3. And okay, after e5, knight f5, of course, g6. And now he has to decide what to do. I mean, he plays g5, or he moves back the knight in g3. If he moves the knight back in g3, he has nothing, because Black has already a very nice defensive position, and with the queen in h3 on the big diagonal like this, he's pinned, and Black can move in one moment immediately h5, and says no problem at all. Black is already better. So, but after g5 is very complicated, and you have to accept, the big fight right now. I mean, he gives a piece for a very big initiative. And okay, you take in f5, he takes back. For the moment, Black has piece up,
Yeah.
Yeah. But if you move the knight, he has a very strong attack, I mean, later on he has time to put immediately the knight in d5, and Black has no counterplay at all, with piece up, It's very unpleasant. It's almost winning for white, if you arrive in such a place. So for instance, knight g8, for instance, knight d5, and paralysis. You don't have any move. So the best way to play is to give back the piece. Yes. So of course you give back. I mean, I gave back the piece and I played d5. Okay. So now castle and d4. Well, what to do now with white? I mean, you have to take back one piece, because if you don't take back one piece, white is already lost. I mean, piece down. Yeah. So he complicates. He took in f6, and I took in c3, and now the game is very unusual. I mean, everything is open. The king is still in e8, but he's piece down. I mean, for the moment.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't do something very quickly, he's lost, of course. Okay, I took in f6. He played f4. I mean, to open again, And after knight c5, he played rook e1, and it's unbelievable that here he proposed draw in this position.
He proposed
draw? He proposed draw, yeah. Well, it seems that the position is very unclear, but if you look at the position with piece up, Black, if nothing happens in 2-3 moves, Black wins, of course, piece up. But you have to refute the attack. I mean, if it doesn't have immediately something, the next 2-3 moves, Black is winning. So we have to demonstrate how to play. I took in f5, he played queen g2, and bishop e4. This is the winning move, because now if we close the line, from e1, the rook doesn't attack in virtually the king from e8, and he's forced to move something. What to do? So we attack the queen. So has to play queen g3, and now we have time to put the knight in e6. Now the line is closed, you see, now nothing to do with the rook from e1, and the continuation is forced. So he took in e5, I took him, I played queen g6, and he played bishop takes e6, c takes b2 check, very important, because now the king is weak in b2, you see. And now I took back. Now the result. His piece down, that has no attack anymore, and black wins in 2-3 moves by force. Nothing to do here. So he played queen f4, and after rook c8, he resigned. Why? Because nothing to do. Now, after rook e2, bishop b4, and it's finished. We attack the two rooks, and we threaten also bishop c3 check, and terrible. Catastrophe for white,
Yes.
Very important games. Your article in that time was published all over the world, and the variation was considered very, very strong for black, and for 2-3 years nobody played anymore this line for white.
The attack was very risky from white.
Yeah, very risky. But if you make one small mistake, you are almost lost with black. You see, you have to react very quickly and very well. You see,
Yeah.
it was move by move, as usual in Sicilian, of course. In Sicilian, it's always like this. You can lose, for instance, a miniature in 15 moves or 20 moves with black in Sicilian, in any Sicilian. But fortunately, in this game was the result was different.
The white was
the white was
lucky.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Very, very nice game. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Gheorghiu.
You are.